every year before the new year, I like to do what I call dry run December. And it's because over the years, I've noticed that I suddenly expect to be this completely different person on January 1st. Like, I would just be a new person overnight. Everything is just going to change when that clock strikes midnight. I will eat better, I will work out more, I will be insanely, intensely productive. I will live out my wildest dreams, and then 2 weeks later, I'm wondering where it all went wrong. So I do a dry run in December, which is when I start to kind of plan and prep, put some things in place, maybe try and form some habits so that by the time January 1st rolls around, I have some habits and routines in place. I have some like momentum built up that is hopefully going to carry me through. So today I thought I would share some examples of things that you can do or plan so that when the ball drops, you can hit the ground running. Let's go. Hi guys, it's Laura and I help you live a simpler, happier, more spacious life. And bear with me if you're not a resolutions person. I love New Year's, I love resolutions, I love goal setting, but even I am veering away from these year-long goals. But something that seems to happen to me every year in recent years, I don't know if it's just because I have a kid now or, you know, life just gets busy, but I find that, you know, the holiday season seems to fly by, and before I know it, it's the new year and I have no idea what I want to do. I just don't feel adequately prepared. So now I try and write some goals for myself in advance. Like I said, I prep for December instead of January, and that just gives me a little bit of a heads up. And it might not necessarily be, you know, doing something or starting something, but it could be something as simple as just getting myself in the right mindset by, you know, kind of pre-choosing some goals or some things that I'd like to work on. I am subconsciously telling myself to kind of look out for opportunities for that, or to just be prepared, like I said, to kind of tackle that thing in the very near future. It means that come January 1st, I already know what I want to focus on, and maybe I've even made a little bit of progress towards that so that I'm not wasting time. That's something that if I don't have something in place, you know, if New Year's Day rolls around and I still don't know what I want to do, I kind of feel like I don't start the year on the right foot. Like I feel like I'm just wasting all of that time and I get very frustrated. And listen, it does not have to be some big like pie in the sky goal. It could be something simple that you want to work towards. A skill you want to learn, maybe even just a book that you want to read, a dish that you would like to learn how to cook. I find it's very helpful for me if I have a tiny goal for New Year's Day itself. That way I feel like I am starting the year off with a success already under my belt, you know, already having achieved or accomplished something. Generally for me, it's just getting out and going for a walk. But it helps me start off, like I said, on the right foot. I feel like I've already achieved something rather than facing into this massive year-long slog towards some huge goal. Now, if goal setting is something that you struggle with, you want to make sure that you're subscribed, because I have lots of videos coming up on that very topic. Everything from kind of small, simple things that I have done that have made my life so much easier, through to kind of like how to set goals if you have no idea where to start and the whole thing just leaves you feeling very overwhelmed. Next will maybe seem like a silly thing, but I promise it will have a big impact. That is to choose your outfits for the start of the new year. Maybe just 7 outfits that you can wear for the first week. Oh, this has so many benefits that you maybe don't even realize. But the first is that, like I said, the new year can roll around so quickly. You can feel so unprepared for it that even just having an outfit picked out gives you that kind of quick win. It's something that you can achieve, something that you feel like you have prepared in advance for. You're not going to be scrambling at the last minute. Particularly, you know, like I said, I like to start the new year on the right foot. I like to start it off, you know, on a successful note. So waking up and not having to scramble and scrape for something to wear and, you know, throwing things all over the bed, just like clothes everywhere. That can really make a big difference. If your morning starts out great and it's just a smoother process, if your morning routine is easier, that's going to kind of bleed into the rest of the day and make the rest of your day run that much smoother. If you're not starting frantic and frazzled, you'll be more calm, you'll be more at peace, and that, like I said, will lend itself to the rest of your day. Just having something that you feel great in, something that is comfortable and fits you and is weather appropriate, is going to make you feel like you can handle whatever the new year throws at you. I don't know what it is, but just getting dressed in something decent boosts your confidence so much more, and it kind of sends your brain the signal that you are ready for action. It's like when you put on your workout gear, you know, all of a sudden you're kind of like in the workout frame of mind. That's what getting dressed does for you. It just tells your body that you are ready for anything. And then too, like I said, it's just going to make your mornings run that much smoother. When you don't have to waste time thinking about what to wear, you can just dive straight into your day. It is one less thing to worry about, to spend time on, to just waste mental energy on. That way you can focus on the things you actually want to be doing. Here's another thing then that is going to ease your mental load. I think, you know, when the new year rolls around, most of us feel that it is a good time to eat better, to move more, and to just generally be healthier. And we're all busy. We all want to make sure that we are using our time effectively. We don't want to waste it, particularly on things like trying to figure out what to have for dinner every day. Meal planning kills two birds with one stone. First, it probably ensures that you are going to eat healthier, because when you already have something prepared, or at least planned in advance, when you already have an idea of what you're going to be eating, you're less likely to resort to the kind of processed, junky, quick foods. But it's also just a better use of your time when you kind of already have planned what you're going to be eating for the week, or even just for the next day or two. You can have everything on hand. You can batch cook, you know, make leftovers. You can chop all of your vegetables all in one go. You can just eliminate a lot of that time wasted, particularly with cooking, I feel, because there's such a huge amount of setup involved, you know, getting everything out, you know, maybe measuring ingredients or portioning things or chopping things, and then the cleanup afterwards. Am I right? So while you already have all of that stuff out, it's a great, effective, efficient use of your time if you just make more food. Less setup, less cleanup, more leftovers, and less mental agony and anguish every day while you struggle to think of something to eat. No more slaving away over a hot stove every single day for the rest of your life. But when you want all of your focus to go into creating a great year, you know, starting on a successful note, you're not going to want to waste that time and energy, like I said, trying to figure out what to eat. So it would be great if you could have some meals planned, or preferably prepped and ready to go in advance, so that you can focus your time and energy. You can prioritize the things that you actually want to be doing, like chasing all of those big goals and those big dreams, or even the little goals and the little dreams. Having meals prepared in advance is going to be a game changer. Next then, you are going to grab your planner or your calendar, and you are going to write down all of your important dates for the year, all of the birthdays, the big events, the holidays, vacation days, anniversaries, all those types of things that just crop up endlessly as the year goes on. If you're like me, you find that these things just constantly creep up on you. Like, the year just seems to go by so quickly sometimes, and it's hard to kind of be prepared for these things in advance. Whereas if you have them written down, ready to go, hopefully they won't have the same like shocking, surprising, haha, I'm here already effect on you. It's even better if you can kind of keep them all in one place, in like one important dates section, because then it's going to be very easy to refer back to, particularly for next year. You will just be able to like copy and paste those dates and not have to flip through your entire planner or your entire calendar to pull out all of those dates. So just kind of simple, easy thing to do. That's why I included an important dates spread in my digital planner. It's just one of those kind of spreads that you don't realize how convenient and handy it will be until you start using it. If you want to get your hands on my 2022 digital planner, details are in the description. But yeah, sometimes things creep up on you, and before you know it, you are rushing and racing around trying to find a last minute present, you know, or a card at least, and sometimes you end up buying trash. just because you don't have time to put thought into it. Maybe that's just me though. Or maybe you don't have the time that you would like, you know, to properly prepare for an event, and then you can't truly enjoy it because you feel so frazzled and stressed, and maybe you were like working up until the very last minute so that you could fit it in. There's so many reasons why having an important dates section will just make your life flow that much easier and make sure that you are more prepared for what life throws at you. All of those kind of recurring things that you know subconsciously are coming, they are on the horizon, but then you blink and they're already here. So write down as many as you can think of and give yourself plenty of notice. And then as the year goes on and these events do crop up, and you will find that, you know, right now you probably forget some, but as the year goes on, like I said, write them in, and then for next year, this is all going to be filled out and ready to go. So each year, when you add to it, you're going to be making it better and better, and you're going to be making yourself more prepared than ever. I even put tax time on my planner because that seems to roll around like quicker and quicker every year, and I'm just never as prepared for it as I would like to be. Sticking with planning, then also make sure that you are planning in time to rest and time to have some fun, even small adventures. Listen, it is very easy to get swept up in work and chores and errands, and you think, you know, oh, I'll get to all of that other stuff. You know, whenever I get everything else done, then I'll get around to actually enjoying myself, or I'll be happy when. I call this living a leftover life. You are kind of hoping that you'll be able to squeeze something in after everything else has been cleared off your plate. But here's the thing, to-do lists are never ending. If you're waiting for the leftovers, it's just never going to happen. There will always be something else to do. There will always be more cleaning to do, more laundry to do, more errands to run. So you have to be really intentional about how you choose to spend your time, and about kind of paying yourself first. You know, it's like if you were saving, you put aside whatever amount that you want to save first every month, and then you kind of play around with what's left. Otherwise, you just end up frittering it all away and there's nothing left over afterwards. So put yourself first, book all of those appointments with yourself first. You know, block out all of your vacation days, make the kind of self-care appointments, set aside time just to rest and recharge. Don't fully book or overbook yourself. Book a holiday, you know, plan an adventure, and just generally schedule time to rest and recharge and play and learn along the way. Because like I said, if you're not doing that first, there will be plenty of other things and people who are happy to swoop in and steal all of your time. But you, my friend, you are not leftovers. You are the main event. Isn't that right, Mike? Yeah. Oh, a new leaf. Yay. Be sure too that you are scheduling in time for a review. Time moves very quickly, and you know, lots of things crop up, and in the hustle and bustle of everyday life, it can be very easy to slowly but surely veer off track. It can be very subtle too. It can be all of these tiny changes that really add up over time, and before you know it, you are living a life that you never really wanted or planned for. You never really intentionally chose it, and now you feel that you're just going through the motions. You just kind of figure, well, I'm lost, so I'll just keep going until maybe I see a landmark that I recognize or something like that. You know, it's very easy to get caught up in the everyday and to stick to the same routines, the same habits, or stick in your comfort zone. But if you just stop every now and again, if you whip out the map, you know, that you had plotted out where you want to go, and you just kind of reevaluate and you figure out where you currently are and where you're trying to get to, it can help you to notice when and where you veered off track so that you can get yourself back on. And you definitely do not have to feel bad about it. We all fall off track at some point. Sometimes it's just that we kind of take our eyes off the road for a while because something else happens, or we're busy, you know, involved in something, and we just kind of slowly drift sideways without even really noticing. Obviously, it's not an intentional thing, but it just happens. And then other times we are like shoved off the road by something else, some like crisis or stressful event or just something unexpected. But again, when you are taking time to review your progress on a regular basis, you will know when you have veered off track, even just a little bit, and you will be able to right yourself and get yourself pointed back in the right direction for the destination that you want to arrive at. Regular reviews just stop you from straying too far. So you can take some time to review the year that's just passed, or even just the last month or so, and see how you're doing. Where are you in your journey currently, and what speed bumps have you hit along the way, and how could you avoid hitting those in future? What are those times where it feels like smooth open road and you're just able to drive in a straight line, everything feels effortless? How can you make your journey more like that? What have you learned along the way that is going to help you? Have you spotted any shortcuts that you could take? Or maybe you want to take the scenic route and see a few extra things along the way. What do you need to keep doing, or what do you need to stop doing to get you to where you want to go? Something else that you should try and fit in this festive season is just a moment to pause, to reflect, and to feel some gratitude. This season in particular can feel very stressful, it can feel very overwhelming, and it can race by in the blink of an eye. Again, just be intentional about how you spend your time. Book those appointments with yourself first. And when I say book those appointments, I don't mean like an actual appointment. I just mean schedule in some time to rest. Give yourself some breathing space, some buffer space between all of the to-dos and the Christmas parties and all of that extra stuff, the cooking, the wrapping, the buying. Schedule even just a few minutes to sit and savor it. Remind yourself of all of the good things and the good people in your life. Everyone talks about kind of the true meaning of Christmas, but it actually means different things to different people. For some people, it's all about the religious aspect, and then for others, it's about spending time with family and friends, cooking, sharing a meal, lazy mornings, all of the fun stuff, just quality time, bringing everyone together and sharing some laughs and some good conversation. But if you're so busy rushing and racing and just doing, it can be really hard to appreciate those moments, particularly if you are, for example, like cooking a big dinner. The person who's cooking isn't necessarily always the one who gets to sit down and enjoy it. So if you are one of those people, if you find that you're always doing, make a concerted effort to actually sit down and enjoy a moment. Not everything has to be perfect, and this comes from a perfectionist, but you really can be intentional about taking just a few minutes even to sit down, give yourself some grace, and to breathe. Remember that the whole idea of making memories is so that you actually remember them. Give yourself the time and the space to do that. And like I said at the outset, this is dry run December. This is where you get to have a little fun and test things out and tweak them along the way so that when January 1st rolls around, you're ready for it. You feel like you've already put in some of the legwork, you've built a little bit of a foundation. Try a few things out, see if they're for you or not. And then come January 1st, you'll already be ahead of the game. And if, planning and being more organized, keeping on top of things, keeping track of things is a priority for you, then check the description for more details about the new digital planner. We officially launch tomorrow. And I can't even tell you how excited I am. Lifelong dream right here. But until next time, go raibh míle maith agaibh. Agus feici mé sibh go luath. Slán!